Do you want to achieve inner peace? Well, listen to this. Think about what voices and opinions directly influence your decisions. So, in other words, whose voice do you hear when you're judging yourself, when you're judging others? Is it your parents? Is it an old teacher who spoke ill about you? Is it an ex-partner who left you feeling worthless? Was it a friend? Whose voice do you hear? Inner peace begins when you are able to distinguish between your voice and the opinions of others. When you build a confidence in yourself, you start to realize that it is way more important to make my own decisions and have my own thoughts in life. Learn to trust yourself that whether you make a good decision or a bad decision, that is your decision to make. And if it is a bad decision, that know that the consequence behind that decision, that you can accept it, you can learn from it, and you can move on and make better decisions. And that I don't have to feel bad for consequences, but those are the things that build us to who we are as people. So I'd rather fail and learn than to not know what things will be things that I have to stay away from. Because that's how we learn, right? Is to figure out what things are meant for us and what things are not meant for us. You're human. You are bound to make a mistake. Because sometimes our ignorance to certain things causes us to make certain decisions that will lead to destruction. But ignorance is also an opportunity to grow and learn. You have control. Your mind will always feed you many thoughts and many reasons as to why you're not in control of yourself, your mind, your body. But I want to remind you of Proverbs chapter 18, verses 21, where it talks about how life and death is in the power of our own tongues. We have the ability to speak life, and we also have the ability to speak death. So we have power to be able to speak things out loud and believe them for ourselves. Galatians chapter 5, verses 24 says to crucify our flesh, which means to create a sense of control within ourselves. I like to think when a person crucifies their flesh, they fast. They rob themselves of things that are not good for themselves, for their ear gates, their eye gates, and they feed them things that are positive, things that help them grow. And so that's how I like to think of crucifying our flesh, because it is a sense of control. These scriptures provide us with an understanding that we can stand against anxiety, anxiousness, and speak the peace of the Lord over our mind. I challenge you to distinguish what you are hearing in your mind. Know God's voice, know your voice, know the voices that you have taken on throughout your childhood and young adulthood. Learn to separate them and know which one brings you great joy and which one that you need to let go. Stop judging yourself because you're a human being, okay? Move into a sense of grace. Look at yourself and say, I am a human being and I can only do what I can do. Anything else have to be things that I'll either decide to learn to do or decide not to do. Either way, it may or may not get done, right? So we're human beings, and we're going to treat ourselves as human beings who make mistakes, who make decisions that are good or bad. But the best thing that we could possibly do is to learn and take what we didn't know at first as an opportunity to get more information. This is how we get wisdom. So never miss out on the opportunity to learn, to grow, and to just be the best human beings that we can absolutely be. From this day forth, give yourself some grace. Look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself how unique, how beautiful you are. Even when you don't feel it, because that happens, right? But you still should always encourage yourself. When you feel it, when you don't feel it, when you know it and when you don't know it. Because there's going to be an opportunity where you wake up, you look at yourself, and you're going to feel it. Until you get to that moment, until you get to that day, that time, that year, believe it. And the more you believe it, the more it will become your reality. Thank you all for listening. And I hope this encouraged you. Have a good day.